What up, guys? We got a brand new ink in, Vida Blue. Let's go ahead and check it out. What up, guys? We got a brand new ink in. It's called Vida Blue. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, guys, before we get started, it is Chrome Week, so I'm going to give a little shout out to the pack today. It does feature Vida Blue. It has a mop and a empty mop. What's it called? Big Squeeze? Yeah, that's right. There we go. Also, it comes with the scratch-off ticket. We have a grand prize of $1,000 of product and hundreds of other prizes, so you're likely to win something. Anyways, it's $19.99, a killer deal, and if you're watching this video in July, the deal is over. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out Vida Blue. As you can see, it is a bright, or actually a dark blue ink, and it is incredibly stainy. And you know, we're kind of going along our tradition of these baseball player names. I'm not sure if that's in the public domain or whatnot, but we'll just write it out for now. Let's go ahead and pour some in a Big Squeeze right here. Now, these type of inks are really good with like, gravity feed markers, pump action markers, or any situation where you need a good staining or a good dark ink. Now, these type of inks will fade in direct sunlight. It just happens over time. You need a pigment to really fight the UVs, if you will. But what's really good about these is you can mix them with your pigment inks and create like a stainer effect. Now, I have a mop kicking around here. It's basically one of these silver mops. If we have time, we'll fill it up. But in the meantime, I want to just pour some in here. It's just a lot of fun. You know, for like inside transit. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I just dropped the nib. Let's see if I can cleanly fill this. You know, also like, like doorways and alleys, places like that. These work really good on electrical boxes. You know, you just got to pick your spot. You know, each one of these markers or each one of these inks are suitable for different environments. Let's go ahead and fill it up. I didn't spill too much this time. There we go. Let's go chase that nib down. All right, there's the bottle, a little bit empty right there. Now this comes with 6 ounces of ink. Hold on one second. Here you go. All right, so this is the Dr. Guts Silver. So this is a perfect example of something you want to mix with. We do a quick tag with this just to get a little ink out of it. You guys can check it out, what it looks like here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of this in there, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Ooh, don't overfill it. Don't overfill it. Okay, that's probably perfect. Now what this is going to do is it actually doesn't really mix with the silver paint. It kind of flows with it, you know, like oil and water. And what's gonna happen is it mixes a little bit. What it's gonna do is give you extra staining ability. So if they buff the silver, it's gonna get really messy, if you will. Also, it enhances the flow. So you get a lot more flow out of it, more drips. You know, especially if you got a real thick ink, you know what I mean? So you wanna add a little bit of this to it to kind of, just give it a little bit more juice. The cap on it. All right, let's see here. Wow, look at that. I can't talk over this in the craft. Okay, squeezed it a little bit less on that one. You know, with the silver, it kind of has this like, you think of like 1970s toys, like a Voltron or something, like that weird like dark blue metallic or like the dark green metallic kind of look to it, you know what I mean? It looks a lot like that, or like a 70s motorcycle helmet. It's pretty cool, and it'll definitely stain a lot. Now this effect will vary depending on how much you put in there, of course. I got like a 50-50 mix in here, so it's quite a bit. But let's check it out by itself. So this is a Big Squeeze, as the name implies. It's squeezable and it's quite big. It's got the the shoe mop dauber. Now these are a little bit on the delicate side, so you got to make sure you pick your spot. I think these really shine on electrical boxes, things like that. Phone booths, but those don't exist anymore. But just think of a nice smooth surface. You know what I mean? Like a dumpster that's been buffed a bunch of times and it's kind of pebbly. Probably not the best use for it. Now some people do. Is they'll take a little piece of t-shirt material and stick a rubber band over it, and that works for them. Me personally, I like the nib as is. So let's check it out. Wow, that's really nice. That is dirty. This is really good for spots you want to get a stain. If you buff over this with white, it will bleed through. If we have time, we'll do a little bit of that. I'm sure I got a can of white spray paint kicking around here. Let's get a little bit closer. Anyways, let's do a couple more. Having a lot of fun with this. Oh, pumped it in. Oh, man, I really like that a lot. All right, so as you can see, there's tons of creative potential with this, especially if you're a fine artist or a tagger. But we got a lot of industrial customers. So if you got to mark cartons, or if you got to stain metal, you know what I'm saying? Like people, they mark metal or stainers and stuff like that. This will be a perfect product for you. I love it for staining walls. That's just me. Anyways, let's let it dry, and then we'll try to buff over it with some white, see what it looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and pretend I'm the super at your apartment complex. And I'm very upset about all these tags, and I gotta paint over them, right? All right, let's go ahead and check it out. Make sure the cap's spraying. Okay, all right. Oh no! What are these taggers up to? Oh, that's not right. Those kids. All right, let's do some more. Oh no. Oh God. How do I deal with this? Oh my goodness. I didn't even expect it to be this good. Okay, so there is an actual trick to going over stainer tags, but I'm not going to share it on this video because I don't want any other supervisors or maintenance men learning the trick. And it's not by using kills. So as you can see, it is highly stainy, incredibly stainy. So if you have a spot, like I said, you know, perfect example is an alleyway with a bunch of doorways and they buff over it with white. They're done, son. You will power through. So there you go, guys. That is the Vida Blue ink. Incredibly stainy. We've developed it to be probably one of the most staining inks in our repertoire, or our whatever, in our mix of inks that we do. It actually may be more staining than Steve Garvey. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll do a side-by-side test, but from what I see here, it's it's pretty good. And again, before we go, we got the Three Amigos pack for Chrome Week. It comes with one of these and a couple mops, and you got a scratch-off ticket right there for $19.99. So don't miss it, guys. We're artprimo.com, your #1 source for all things graffiti. What's my new one? Oh, we got more caboodles for your doodles, baby. All right, I'll see you guys later.